Alright, Shalom, call on y'all Show. Shalom to the left. Now this video, this about a famine that's about to actually take place because previously, some months ago, they was talking about how certain ships weren't delivering a bunch of food. Now if you go to stores, they know how to play with people's mind. They space stuff out, rearrange shit, stretch it out, make it look like it's a lot of stuff in there. But not only a famine of food, it's gonna actually happen. It's gonna be a famine of the word for those who be like, oh, this is a myth, this was made up, that Bible ain't never helped nobody, and all the other shit they be saying. So, let's go down to this real quick. It's a book of Amos, chapter 8. Let me see, you want to start at? Let's start at verse 8. It says, shall not the land tremble for this, and everyone mourn that dwelleth therein, and it shall rise up holy as a flood, and it shall be cast out and drowned as by the flood of Egypt. It shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will cause the sun to go down at noon, and I will darken the earth in the clear day. I will turn your feasts in the morning, and all your sons into lamentation. I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins, and baldness upon every head, and I will make it as a mourning of an only son, and the end thereof as a bitter day. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. So these words right here, people try to play and be like, oh, they've been saying that for hundreds of years and thousands of years and all that shit. When this actually hit the fan, which is going to happen in this lifetime, there ain't going to be no next 50-year event. It's unfolding right now. I'm going to play this video in a minute too. But people going to bug out. They're going to be thinking, and they're going to remember hearing some of these words or precepts or whatever. And they're going to be trying to look for certain men and certain individuals, try to get answers. And they ain't getting that shit. It's going to be too late then. Let's get this real good. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9. See, I'm going to start at verse 4. And see, when this actual famine really take place, and it's harder to get goods and maneuver through society like that and do business, you're going to have that mark so you don't get jacked up out of it. A lot of people going to get jacked up. Like in the book of Second Ezra, they talk about neighbors invading one another, spoiling their goods, roughly paraphrasing. Because people gonna be through. They ain't gonna have shit to eat, nothing to drink. Motherfuckers ain't gonna be able to bathe. They're just gonna be lost. And especially if they don't have His word instilled in them. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And have that mark, that Torah. And we go to this real quick. It's a book of Ezekiel, chapter 9. And verse 4 it says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, throughout the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sign that cry, all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Because you actually got people that want this place to be over with. They know the history, the track record of Esau. Hey, even the other Edomites bringing it out in the news, talking about what Esau be doing, how they go over to other countries, and they don't ever want to leave. But when they go help people out, and these other nations, I should say, go help people out in their country, they go for a short period of time, and they leave from over there. But let Esau go. They stand over there taking all the resources. The list goes on. I ain't gonna go down the whole list. So if you know, you know. Now it says, like in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9, it says, it set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sign that cry, all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And to the others he said, mind here, and go ye after him throughout the city and smite. So you want to have this mark, some of these death angels that the Most High send out, start jacking stuff up. You don't want to get caught up. It says, go ye after him throughout the city and smite, let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin in my sanctuary. So primarily, that's going to happen to our people. People say they saved and all that. Okay. You know you're really saved when this judgment go out. Let me see. There's another preset I want to go into. This is back on what I said. That's in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39, verse 28 in the Apocrypha. Now it said there be spirits that are created for vengeance. So it's literal spirits, whether it be animals that you ain't never seen out of the woods or whatever, whether it be actual apparitions or what they call poltergeists and all that stuff, whether it be other wild beasts, whether it be an evil spirit that enters into a person and cause them to do certain stuff. That's what's going to manifest and bring Ezekiel chapter 9 to fruition. Now it says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in the fury lay on sore strokes, in the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Who made them? Now it says, fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. So that's why we see certain judgment go on when a person's house catch up in fire, catch up and go up in flames. The Most High ordained that. Motherfuckers get their ass gunned down and hell fire your bullets. The Most High ordained that. A person starved to death. The Most High ordained that. Like, people be forgetting the power of Yahweh. They be forgetting about that. Who flooded the earth? Who rained fire and brimstone down on Sodom and Gomorrah? He ain't went nowhere. He ain't sleep. He ain't done that. People be forgetting that though. Now verse 30 it says, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions and serpents, and the sword for punishing the wicked to destruction. So you have to ask yourself, are you gonna be the wicked? Or are you gonna do your best to be right? Because it's easy to be wicked, but it's harder to try to be righteous. You know, it says they should rejoice in his commandment, and they should be ready upon the earth. So you gotta think about that. Just how you had your kids, you tell them to go do something, and they be happy to go do it. You say, oh, go bring me a cup from the kitchen. Look here, run back with a cup. Hey, these spirits, the Most High send them out and tell them to go wipe out 20,000 people. That's what's gonna happen. Now, it says when need is and when their time has come, they should not transgress his word, which is a cut to that bullshit doctrine that people be talking about. Satan and his angels was fighting up with the Most High and trying to take over heaven. That ain't what that's talking about in the book of Revelation. Lucifer ain't go up there and fight and none of that. That's what people try to say. Well, that's another topic. Let this video play.
We went shopping to see what's missing at local stores. Been worse recently, and I don't really know why exactly, other than COVID's getting worse again.
That's the question everyone's asking. Why are so many stores around the nation finding their shelves empty right now? Well, we took a peek inside the Lakewood Winn-Dixie and found...
There ain't no goods getting shipped like that. Let me see. Let me go to this real quick. Pull this up. See if I can find a more recent one this year, because you got some from the last 2 months. Okay, here we go. Right here it says shipping backups at big U.S. ports are not likely to resolve themselves until well into 2020. At least that's what they say, because if another event happened, ain't shit resolving itself. Now it says, according to economists, the problem should lessen after the holidays and Lunar New Year as container traffic backs off. Goldman Sachs said companies have been left to find ways to keep their products moving amid the supply chain, and those products is like backup products that they have in warehouses and different stuff like that. And you see, look at the shelves, man. You go to the grocery store, you see this shit, and they show ass just want to be ignorant and oblivious and think it's a joke.
And finding their shelves empty right now. Well, we took a peek inside the Lakewood Winn-Dixie and found a few holes in...
And let them say they're going to lock something down again. We're going to have people ganging up, going to the store, having a grab and grab, free fall, and it's going to be worse than this.
Products like paper plates, Paper cups were low, and other paper products like toilet paper and paper towels were there, but not fully stocked. And we found the shelves for drinks like Gatorade were glaringly empty.
They don't always have everything, so I end up going to multiple stores. I've actually been in 3 grocery stores today.
During her store hopping, this shopper says she's noticed shortages of specific products she needs to make a living.
But I do have a baking business, and I've actually started using Amazon a lot, and I was always against buying, like, things like, I don't know, almond flour from my macarons from Amazon. I'm like, I can't just go to Publix. But if Publix doesn't have it, then I drive to another Publix and they don't have it. It gets frustrating.
Erin Heaney has figured out online.
And like the scriptures say, man, I be thinking about this shit when I be out in public, when I have certain encounters and different stuff like that. It say men should travail like a woman with a child. So if men gonna be travailing like a woman with a child, you already know these women gonna be bugging the fuck out. And where they gonna go at?
Is the answer for her.
You gotta roll with the punches, so to speak.
Mike Shute has been shopping at this Winn-Dixie in Lakewood for at least 20 years. Well, he says supplies have been fairly constant. There have been times during the pandemic when certain products are thin.
When it first started, there was a lot of shortages. The shelves were bare. But, I think that was a lot of, panic button, yeah.
Shoppers we spoke with say they think Florida is handling the pandemic better than other states, and that might be why we're not seeing more painful supply shortages as in other areas.
We hunted for it. If they didn't have it here, we'd go to another store and get it. We never were without toilet paper or anything like that.
Now get.
Hey, just like California though. But you got that port right there in Georgia. I want to say it's like near Savannah or somewhere if I ain't mistaken. Then you got Mayport in Jacksonville. So if each other decide to shut shit down again, hey man, shit gonna be ugly as fuck. And then people gonna be out here wilding. And what they gonna be doing? Go to this right here, second Ezra. The second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 16. We'll just read through it. It says, "For there should be sedition among men, and invading one another." And that shit going on now, so you can't say this ain't gonna happen. People doing this now on the low level. What more when they don't have the basic necessities of life? It says they should not regard their kings nor princes, which this goes on to. You don't give a fuck about no police and shit like that for real. They try to find a way around all that. It says, in the course of their actions should stand in their power. A man should desire to go into a city and should not be able. Hey, all you still gotta do is pull the plug and be like, hey, no air travel, no car travel across state line, set up them checkpoints. Hey, you ain't gonna be able to maneuver a certain way like that. It says in verse 18, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." So you bitch ass niggas be afraid. Where you think the women gonna go? They gonna go to those mighty men. They gonna go to those men that actually have a different spirit. Because society right now really promoting nonsense. Mainly to our men who carry themselves a certain way. Now I be hearing this little shit. Yeah, these niggas running around. I don't even call them men. They be running around to my damn demon time. Well, hey, the Most High gonna send some fire for these demons, though. They wanna be on demon time. That's what's getting promoted, though. And when that fire get turned up, them same niggas gonna be afraid and acting like women. And most of them act like women now anyway. Anyway, let's go to this other part real quick. See, this why stuff like this, when you really go into it, you really have to read this stuff and go into it. You can't just skim over it or just go by hearsay. You got to sit down and digest this whole roll. This is why people be like mad. They don't want to hear this because it contradicts what they be doing, how they be conducting themselves. And it'll cut your spirit because you'll be like, damn, You gotta go look in the mirror after you hear that shit and like, damn, I'm fucked up for real. And if you don't correct it, it's just gonna continue to be fucked up. Let me see, I'm trying to pull up a different one. So I can give me a minute because they got these links set up a certain way. Alright, here we go. This is what I was looking for. This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1 and verse 18. It says, neither the silver nor gold should be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. So, even though, we work, we like nice stuff, buy stuff, go out and get this different stuff. When that wrath comes, that shit ain't gonna be able to deliver you. You wanna have that connection with Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All them tangible items and all that shit is vanity. So that shit could be here and be gone just like that. I said, but the whole land should be devoured by fire of his jealousy. We should make even a speedy riddance of all of them that dwell in the land. And a lot of people, like I say, man, but not even like I say, like the scripture say, gonna get jacked the fuck up, gonna get judged heavily. And it's gonna start like a domino effect. See what this video is gonna say.
Getting back to my favorite product that's in short supply, herb cream cheese. A spokesperson for Schreiber Foods told USA Today every cream cheese provider has struggled to keep up with demand, and he blames it on world events. That's right, the pandemic.
And who's really orchestrating these world events, even though the scriptures say the earth is given to the hand of the wicked? But how did they get it? The Most High gave it to them. So these events, when they actually take place like that, like I said, you can't give Esau the credit, say he wrote this and did that. Just how we get moved to do stuff, they get moved to do shit too.
Labor shortages that go along with it and supply chain disruptions, and calls them hurdles for everyone right now. Well, Southeastern Grocers here in Florida also sent us a statement which reads in part, our well-experienced supply chain team is updating our stocking plans throughout each day to ensure that popular products are on the shelf.
And see, and just from working a certain job and stuff like that, what companies will do, they'll order in bulk. So it seems like they got a surplus of that shit. But once that shit gone, then you start seeing the shelves looking like this. Let me go back. Because they can order in bulk. They can get a nice big shipment and load up, overload real quick. Make it look good. But once that shit run out, that's when people gonna bug out. So I just want to bring this up. Out of one, righteous out is edifying. Call all y'all about Shalom to the light.